Paying people reduces their motivation over time. Psychologists Deci and Ryan came up with the foundational framework for intrinsic and extrinsic motivations. And they found that people who were paid to complete a puzzle were less likely to stick to the task than those who weren't paid. Over 3 sessions, Deci and Ryan had 2 groups of students complete a puzzle. During the first session, neither were paid. During the second session, one group was paid and one was not. And during the third session, both groups were not paid again. What they found was that during the first session, both groups spent an equal amount of time trying to complete the puzzle. During the second session, both groups spent an equal amount of time trying to complete the puzzle. But during the third session, the previously paid group, the amount of time that they spent trying to complete the puzzle dropped, while the control group, who were never paid, continued to try and complete the puzzle. What they found was paying the group reduced their intrinsic motivation over time. It showed that once an extrinsic reward was introduced, intrinsic motivations dropped. People were no longer doing it for the inherent joy of completing the puzzles. Extrinsic rewards undermine people's autonomy. It makes them feel like they're doing it for the prize rather than they're doing it for themselves or doing it for the joy of completing the puzzle. This is a key component of intrinsic motivation. It also shifts the focus away from the inherent joy of the exercise and towards the extrinsic joy of the reward. It creates a dependency, so the motivation sharply declines. In future videos, I'll discuss Deci and Ryan's framework for intrinsic motivations in full, so subscribe if you want to hear more. But for now, I'll discuss the paradox. We all get paid to work. We want to get paid. We want to get paid more and have bonuses and wage increases if we do good work. Is that undermining our resilience? What message are we supposed to take away from this about how we motivate staff and team members? Companies and teams should reward process, creativity, collaboration over the outcome. If you reward the process, people are more likely to maintain their inherent joy and not fall victim to that eventual dependency. If you only reward outcomes, then people's motivation will drop, particularly if a raise or a bonus is not on the near horizon. By rewarding the process that leads to good work rather than good work itself, more good work will inevitably be facilitated anyway. When I first tried to set out on big expeditions, I was motivated by the extrinsic reward of setting world records. That undermined my intrinsic motivations, and I didn't have the resilience to sit with discomfort and uncertainty, and ultimately I failed. When I went to the Arctic, I refocused on intrinsic motivations, the camaraderie of the exercise and the joy of being in the wilderness. I got up day after day after day to enjoy those experiences rather than the eventual reward. And lo and behold, the goal looked after itself. We completed 2 world first records and I was crowned European Adventurer of the Year. So I'm all for getting paid, I'm all for people getting raises and bonuses, but if we shift our focus and reward process, creativity, collaboration, all the things that lead to good work rather than the good work itself, then you'll find people are more inherently motivated, joyful and productive, and the outcome will look after itself. If you want to become hardier, happier and more fulfilled by learning about resilience, then subscribe by the button above.